Let's talk about the endocrine system. Let's start by comparing the nervous system with the endocrine system. The nervous system produces neurotransmitters, chemicals that send signals from one cell to the next. The endocrine system produces hormones. Nervous system has direct cell-to-cell communication. One neuron is right next to the other. The endocrine system releases hormones which travel through the blood to get to where they are going, to their target. The nervous system is fast acting. Think of the fight or flight response. It is an immediate reaction. The endocrine system, the speed varies. For example, adrenaline working with the fight or flight system is fast, but growth hormone would be slower. Nervous system is short duration. As soon as the emergency is over, the nervous system stops stimulating. The endocrine system is longer lasting because hormones stay in the bloodstream longer until they are filtered by the kidneys. The nervous system causes muscle contraction and glandular secretion, and the endocrine system influences growth, development, and many metabolic activities. The nervous system is tied into the endocrine system. The hypothalamus, which is part of the brain, controls the pituitary gland, which is the master gland of the endocrine system because it controls many of the other glands in the endocrine system. So hypothalamus, part of the nervous system, controls the pituitary gland, which is part of the endocrine system. Hormones are released from a gland and they travel through the blood to get to their target tissue. The target tissue is the tissue with receptors for the hormones. Hormones are carried by the blood throughout the entire body, yet they affect only certain cells. The specific cells that respond to a given hormone have receptor sites for that hormone. This is like a lock and key mechanism. If a hormone and a receptor site do not match, then there is no reaction. All the cells that have receptor sites for a given hormone make up the target tissue for that hormone. Our body has set points for each chemical produced that controls metabolic reactions. Hormone levels are maintained at a certain level. Dynamic equilibrium means that we are staying in homeostasis. So we have the average concentration of the hormone is the straight line, but what actually happens is that hormones increase and decrease a little throughout time. Each hormone produced by the body is unique. Each one is different in its chemical composition, structure, and action. However, there are some similarities as well. Hormones can be classified as either proteins or steroids. Most of the hormones in the body are proteins or derived from proteins. This means their building blocks are amino acids. Protein hormones cannot be taken by mouth or orally because they are quickly inactivated by the acid and pepsin in the stomach. Pepsin is the enzyme that digests proteins. So by the time the proteins made it to the small intestine where they are absorbed into the bloodstream, they wouldn't be hormones anymore. They would just be amino acids. These hormones must be administered by injection. Sex hormones like testosterone may be taken orally. Steroid hormones are slower. Protein hormones are faster or prompt. The reason that steroid hormones are slow is that they go into the cell. Not only that, but they stimulate DNA to cause protein synthesis. So it takes a little bit longer than the protein hormones that attach to the membrane and cause an immediate reaction, converting ATP into cyclic AMP, which activates enzymes. To summarize, steroid hormones are slow, protein hormones are prompt. Steroid hormones go into the cell, protein hormones attach to the membrane. Steroid hormones are made from fats or lipids, whereas protein hormones are made from amino acids. Steroid hormones can be taken orally, and protein hormones must be injected. Another category of hormones are called tropic hormones. These affect other glands and cause secretion of their hormones. When they contain the word tropic, releasing, or stimulating, then they are tropic hormones. Some examples include GnRH from the hypothalamus, FSH from the pituitary follicle stimulating hormone, and TSH from the pituitary. Do not memorize these. Negative feedback or feedback inhibition prevents chemical imbalances in the body. Once a hormone produces the desired effect, hormone production must decrease. This is important in maintaining homeostasis. So negative feedback, example. The negative sign means negative feedback loop. So TSH is from the hypothalamus. It's thyroid stimulating hormone releasing factor. It causes the release of TSH, which then causes the release of thyroxine. When thyroxine is high enough, it turns down the production of TSH, thus turning itself down. So the general feedback system loop, the longest one, starts at the hypothalamus, which releases its tropic hormone, which goes to the anterior pituitary, and it releases its tropic hormone, which goes to a target gland that releases its hormone, and then that hormone turns down the production of it. And we write the negative sign to indicate that it is a negative feedback loop.